In April of this year, an agreement was struck between a same-sex couple and the Christian owners of a bed and breakfast at the Equality Court in Bellville in the Western Cape. This was largely thanks to FORSA, or Freedom of Religion SA. With other cases pending, who are FORSA? Well, Live 24/7 found out more.
Freedom of Religion SA, or FORSA, came about in 2013 when a case against the Josh Gen Church run by Pastor Andrew Selly was opened concerning their teachings on child discipline. The Human Rights Commission investigated whether this was an abuse case or was Josh Gen following the teachings of the Bible.
And although there's never been a case of abuse in our church, and it was one course that was done, the Human Rights Commission picked up this case against us because of the biblical belief that spanking is a way of training up a child.
Josh Gen het toe teruggeantwoord en gesê, "Wel, ons sê eenvoudig, ons glo en ons preek en ons leer ons ouers wat die Bybel sê. Niks meer en niks minder nie. En daar's geen verbod daarop in terme van ons grondwet nie. Inteendeel, artikel 15 van die grondwet maak voorsiening daarvoor dat kerke, Christene, elke persoon die reg het op vryheid van gewete, geloof en oortuiging, en dit sluit in die reg om dan ook dit uiting daaraan te gee en dit uitdruklik te verklaar.
Now, it needs to be said that we don't have an official stance as a church on this. People need to have the freedom to read the Bible and to make up their own decisions how they train up their children. But we were concerned that government, or that the Human Rights Commission in this case, was wanting to come across the boundaries of the doctrines of the church and begin to dictate what we can and can't teach.
It would prove to be a starting point for Freedom of Religion SA, as Andrew Selly was made aware of other cases in South Africa where religious freedoms were being challenged, and the need for an organization like FORSA was great. One of their recent victories was in April 2015, where FORSA stepped in as a friend of the court, or amicus curiae, to advise on a very sensitive issue.
And we've got involved in many cases as an amicus curiae. The most recent one would be the Neetling Guest House case, where we were able to come alongside the court and really take the situation where a Christian guest house was taken because of their beliefs about morality by a homosexual couple, to take that out of a court scenario into a settlement scenario where the couple were able to settle outside of court. We were able to advise the court on that would be the best way forward, which the court followed, and thankfully the couples, both groups, were able to settle outside of court. And in this, we feel there was a victory for the Constitution, because in our pluralistic society, we need spaces for people to disagree about how we do life and still be free to act out their belief and according to their conscience. And so these types of cases are happening all the time, and we're finding ourselves increasingly needing to get involved to defend the freedoms that our Constitution gives us in this country.
But surely South Africa's Constitution provides for religious freedom? As FORSA has discovered, sometimes the line between religious law and the law of the land can be blurred or misinterpreted, even by our lawmakers, and this is where FORSA steps in.
One of the cases we're being involved in is the Oh God case, which is really where schools are being taken to task by an activist group for allowing Christianity in their schools. The concern for us is that if that case is lost in our country, it would have massive ramifications, creating sterile environments in schools where Christianity couldn't be mentioned, as well as closing the door effectively to churches meeting in schools, which would shut down a number of churches in our country where they have nowhere else to meet.
'n Paar weke nadat ek by 4SA begin werk het ons bewus geword van 'n wetsontwerp wat voor die parlement sou kom. Dit is alom bekend as die Wedgie Bill, die Women Empowerment and Gender Equality Bill. En hierdie wetsontwerp sou werklik ernstige implikasies gehad het vir geloofsvryheid en die autonomie van die kerk in Suid-Afrika. Wat die wet beoog het om te doen is onder andere om 'n kwota van 50% vroue in die topleierskapstrukture van elke besigheid en elke organisasie in Suid-Afrika daar te stel, insluitende die kerk. En as 'n mens nie dit nakom nie, dan sou dit strafbaar gewees het met 10% van die jaarlikse inkomste van daardie organisasie of selfs gevangenisstraf. Nou, alhoewel hierdie wet baie goeie oogmerke gehad het, is die probleem dat dit ook ingedruis het op geloofsvryheid. En dit sou kerke soos byvoorbeeld die meeste protestante kerke in Suid-Afrika, as ook die Rooms-Katolieke kerk, wat glo dat volgens die Bybel en hulle verstaan van skrifte soos byvoorbeeld 1 Timoteus, ouderlinge mans moet wees, dit is die Here se orde. Dit sou hulle gedwing het om teen hulle gewete en selfs teen die gewete van vrouens wat lede is van daardie kerke, vrouens in daardie strukture van die kerk te plaas, teen hulle geloof, teen hulle gewete in, teen dit wat hulle verstaan, die Bybelse interpretasies van daardie skrifgedeeltes is. En as hulle dit nie doen nie, soos ek reeds genoem het, geweldige implikasies. Forest was die eerste organisasie wat opgetel het op hierdie wet en ons het besef dat dit nodig is om vertoë aan die parlement te rig om uit te wys wat die probleme is met hierdie wetsontwerp rakende geloofsvryheid.
But Forza does not fight the good fight in a vacuum. They've garnered support from many religious leaders, representing 12 million people, as well as other Christian organizations and law groups.
And so the situation's bigger than just us. So we work with groups like JASA, the RPJ, the International Christian Lawyers Association, Errol Naidu's Family Policy Institute.
Watchmen on the Wall, Calls for Justice, Justice Alliance of South Africa, Institute of Public Justice, Advocates Africa.
And many other organizations really working together around the big issues to present the best cases we can and defend freedom in our country.
So, who benefits? Is it just religious groups? Or does it go further than that? How does Forza see its role?
And probably first and foremost, the benefits would be Parliament, because we often stand before Parliament, and as bills are being passed, which will have effect upon religious freedom, we've been able to come alongside Parliament and really help Parliament understand how this bill or how the wording of this bill will remove religious freedom in our country. And we've been thanked on more than one occasion by various government departments for our work in that arena. Secondly, the courts, as we come alongside them and help them understand that how their decisions will affect religious freedom in the country. And we've been involved with many cases and will continue to be as religious freedoms are eroded in our country to try and help the courts protect this freedom, which is guaranteed by our Constitution. Thirdly, obviously, churches and individuals in our country. And I would say lastly, South Africa. South Africa needs to have a free church, free to preach and express her faith without government interference. And so we believe South Africa ultimately will be the beneficiaries of the work that we're doing in our society.
But freedom of religion is not only freedom of the Christian faith.
While Forza is a Christian organization, we want to defend religious freedom in the country. And so at the end of the day, while I may believe that Jesus Christ is the only way that man can be saved, I need to realize that religion needs to be free within society for me to continue to preach that. And so we will work together with other organizations that are not Christian to defend religious freedom. My belief and our belief is that the gospel is powerful enough that if we're able to preach it freely, it will speak for itself. So yes, we'll work with organizations outside of Christian organizations.
As an organization, Forza believes they are on the cutting edge of fighting for religious freedom, just like Paul did in the time of the Roman Empire.
Ons sien ook dat Paulus dit doen. In Handelinge lees ons hoe Paulus, wat 'n Romeinse burger was, hoe hy gestaan het op sy regte as Romeinse burger om vry te hou, om die evangelie te verkondig, om vir die kerk in daardie tyd regte te beding. En kom ons leer van Paulus, kom ons doen dieselfde as Paulus. Kom ons gebruik die regte wat vir ons gegee word deur die grondwet om dit wat vir ons mees kosbaar is, ons vryheid van geloof, te beskerm, sodat ons die goeie nuus van Jesus vrylik in Suid-Afrika te verkondig.
As an organization, we are fighting to defend freedom, not to force Judeo-Christian values on society or to force one doctrine onto society. We want to unite as Christians around the fact that people need to be free to believe and read the Bible as they see fit.
Dat wanneer Christene verenig, wanneer Christene saam staan, dan maak ons 'n verskil. Dan neem die regering kennis, dan neem die howe kennis. En ook as gevolg van daardie kwessie, die minister van vroue en kinders en persone met gestremthede het ook baie dankie vir ons gesê as 'n organisasie vir dit wat ons kom uitwys het aan die parlement wat hulle nie besef het nie. En dit is werklik die verskil wat 'n organisasie soos Freedom of Religion South Africa kan maak vir Christene en vir kerke in Suid-Afrika in 'n tyd soos hierdie.